What's up guys and welcome to FPL Today. I'm your host JNO, welcome to the channel and welcome to 9 of the best defenders to consider for your FPL sides going into the Fantasy Premier League 2018-2019 season. And if FPL is something you want to see in your subscription box, consider subscribing to the channel and hitting that notification bell. We've seen some great growth recently, so thank you so much guys. And also consider hitting that like button to support the video and the channel. And again, another bit of business, we have another Patreon people. We have Jens Horgan, who has joined Team Patreon to support the FPL Today channel. So thank you so much, Jens. It's so appreciated. Again, I think I say this every time. It blows my mind that people would support my channel in this way and hope to see me grow. So thank you so much, mate. And if you are interested in joining Team Patreon, then there is a link in the description down below. Any support is appreciated. But guys, you've supported the channel so much anyway with just your interaction on the channel alone. So thumbs up to you guys. That's really corny. Anyway, on to the video where we look at 9 defenders, and we're going to cover, again, like the goalkeeper episode, budget, mid-price and premium defenders. And we start off with the budget defenders, and my first pick is Wan-Bissaka. Hopefully I've said that right. £4 million, could potentially be a starter. Now, of course, it isn't nailed on. It's very rare to find a £4 million defender that is nailed on, but if you do find them, they can be a great placeholder in your side to sit on that bench and then just, if they need to, come in and give you some points. And at the start of the season, when our budgets are at just the 100 million mark, we need to be spending our money wisely. Now, Wan-Bissaka did have some appearances last season, but didn't really hit my radar until this preseason, where he has started 3 in the 4 friendlies that Crystal Palace have played. But he did also have some game time last season, so that kind of makes him right now my favoured £4 million option. You'd be putting him on the bench anyway in game week 1, and then if there is a clear, obvious £4 million defender, you can just bring him in. Clean sheets and attacking points are likely. Whether clean sheets and attacking points are likely from this guy is another matter, but I don't really think that's what we're looking for in a £4 million defender. I mean, if we can find that, that would be fantastic, but it's not really what we're looking for. Now, last season he had 7 starts, conceding 10 goals with his side, with 2 clean sheets, 1 yellow card and only 3 chances created. So there isn't stats galore to support picking this guy. The reason I'm supporting picking this guy is because he's £4 million and you can put him on your bench and spend that 0.5 million or maybe 1 million somewhere else in your side. But then going on to players that you may rotate or you may just consider sticking in your side and leaving in there. And I'm looking at Lewis Dunk. And the reason I'm looking at Lewis Dunk is because last season him and Shane Duffy at Brighton had an amazing season of underlying stats as far as goal threat. However, neither really came through on the promise of goals, but potentially this season that could change. Again, there is the worry that this season they won't do as well as their first season in the Premier League, because that has happened sometimes. But I think Lewis Dunk and Shane Duffy have great attacking threat. I've gone with Lewis Dunk, even though he's the one that didn't score last season, because I feel like his underlying stats were better despite not getting the goal. And also, clearance blocks and interceptions both absolutely nail it. Dunk was just shy of 100 points, while Duffy did get over the 100 mark. But I am just fancying Lewis Dunk over Shane Duffy. And with 38 starts last season, conceding 54, 10 clean sheets, which isn't bad for 4.5 million, 7 yellow cards, which is a bit of a worry, but it's not amazingly high compared to other defenders, 27 attempts on goal with 8 on target, and 11 chances created, which is one of the things that helped me pick him over Shane Duffy. I think Lewis Dunk could potentially be a good pick. Although with the start to the season, you may want to find someone that rotates very well with him, or just has a really good start to the season and leave Dunk on the bench until later on. Although if you're playing an early wildcard, potentially Dunk is someone you could consider after you've played the wildcard. We then move on to Trent Alexander-Arnold. Now, there is, of course, the caveat of potentially Nathaniel Klein staking a place for this right-back berth back. So this isn't exactly nailed on, and he was at the World Cup, although he didn't feature that heavily. So this could be a little bit risky. But Liverpool look a stronger side than last year, and they got to the Champions League final with Trent Alexander-Arnold in that side. They've strengthened the midfield, they've got a better goalkeeper in Alisson, so if Trent Alexander-Arnold keeps his right berth spot, he could be a cheap way into an attacking side that still keep clean sheets. But with Robertson playing on the left, of course, there is him to consider. We will look at him in more detail in a second. But if he gets off to a quick start, Alexander-Arnold could be someone to look at. With 18 starts last season, he conceded 17 goals, 8 clean sheets with 3 yellows, scored 1 goal, got 2 assists with 12 attempts on goal, 5 shots on target and 25 chances created. Very nice and cheap way into a Liverpool defence. And then finally we get to Van Aanholt at 5.5, the most expensive of the 3 that I'm looking at. And Van Aanholt has always had attacking threat, only second or third to the likes of Marcos Alonso and Victor Moses for goal threat. The only issue is he is, of course, at Crystal Palace. And while his team may not promise clean sheets, there's no denying the potential for this man to get you FPL points. The start of the season is also very favourable for Crystal Palace, and the form of the tail end of last season gives me hope that he will hit the ground running. He's had 25 starts last season with 38 goals conceded, 6 clean sheets with 7 yellow cards, 5 goals, 1 assist, attempts 33 with 11 on target and 18 chances created. And now we move on to the big money, and it is the premium price defenders, and I'm going to go with a risky one first, and it's Benjamin Mendy. Now, a serious knee injury curtailed his season last year, but he was a left back brought in to bring width and pace to the Manchester City side on the left side of the pitch. His return worries me a little bit about Leroy Sané's playing time, because I think Sané played a lot because there was very few options to give them width on the left-hand side of the pitch. And Mendy has come in with a good record from Monaco, where he got 5 assists the season before he went over to Manchester. And with Walker on the right, it's now open to playing a 3 at the back formation. So Mendy could be very dangerous in a Manchester City side, and I like the look of him for this season. Now, last season, of course, he only had 4 starts, conceded 1 goal, got 2 clean sheets, 2 yellow cards in 4 games isn't great. However, he got an assist, he got 5 attempts on goal, 1 on target, but he created 9 chances in 4 games. And I believe he was the highest chance creator before he got injured last season as well. So that is why Benjamin Mendy is my outside bet to do well this season. And I wouldn't even call it that much of an outside bet. We then move on to Robertson at 6 million, highly owned and one of the seemingly nailed-on choices at Liverpool. Very popular choice, and if he's allowed to bombard down the left like he did at that second half of last season, then he could be a player we need in our FPL sides. Great defensively at home are Liverpool, and with a possibility of high-scoring game weeks, it's easy to see why he is so highly owned. But I'm also hoping the signing of Fabinho allows him to roam forward even more so. But I am also worried that potentially he could be asked to not bomb forward so much at the beginning of the season, and maybe in some big games. However, last season there was no worry of that pretty much, with 22 starts, 18 goals conceded, 10 clean sheets, 2 yellow cards, 1 goal, 5 assists with 12 attempts on goal, 2 on target, but chances created was the really nice stat at 24. And then we end with Ashley Young. Now, I am a little bit worried about Ashley Young with Dalot. I think that's how you say it. It's probably Dalot or something like that. But Diego Dalot, whatever. He has come into the side, can potentially play on the left, so that could hurt Ashley Young. Ashley Young has been converted to a left back, but a lot of people are going to be picking David De Gea. Now, at the same price, you could potentially be getting a player that got 2 goals and 6 assists last season and good general delivery. He could break the 100-point mark, but you kind of want them to be getting around the 150-point mark if you're spending 6 million on them. So it's a bit of an outside bet again, but for me, I wasn't going to pick or recommend a Chelsea option just yet because I'm a bit worried about what's going on there with transfers going in and out and the new formation. So I don't know how attacking Marcos Alonso will be allowed to be, and if he'll even start if he can't pull back on his attacking threat and bombing forward. So Victor Moses, again, not sure he will play right back as well. Zappacosta, of course, is in the side. So that is why I've gone with Young, because he's still got the same manager, could potentially play in the same position. Last season, he got 28 starts, 26 goals conceded with 10 clean sheets, 7 yellow cards, 2 goals and 6 assists, like I've already said, with 18 attempts on goal, 4 on target, and chances created at 26. That is why I'm going towards Ashley Young. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for tuning into this video. As always, hopefully we will get to the midfielders and strikers this week as well, so stay tuned for that. And hopefully I've either already streamed or will be streaming this week, so keep an eye open for that as well. Again, thank you so much to Jens Horgan for becoming a member of Team Patreon. If you are interested, there's a link in the description down below. but your support in any other way is greatly appreciated as well. So if you enjoyed this video, hit that notification bell and that subscribe button first, of course. That like button also helps me immensely. I've been JNO, this has been FPL Today, and remember, it's all about the game.